I guess long story short with Nate is this was infuriating. I don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to let him figure it out at the big league level, but this stuff is real. You know what I mean? And if he's working through the mechanical thing, that's a more encouraging reason for the wildness than,
injury.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
It's just him being like jacked up, super excited. Like, I just got to go throw hard.
That's part of that makes me wonder what he'll be like in start 2 when he can like just breathe, because last year in start 2, he got hurt basically. Because remember, he said he was hurt and then tried to pitch again anyways. Right. Yeah. So that's maybe he does calm down and maybe you start to see the easy cheese. So, and again, here's the thing. This is kind of where you're at with the Jays. Do you want to see Ross Stripling or do you want to see Nate Pearson?
Do you want to see Anthony Kay make starts? Like that's the problem.
Do you want to see those guys or do you want to see Nate Pearson try?
Yeah, if Anthony Kay was good, I don't think we'd be having we could easily have him, spend a month in the minors.
Exactly.
And if Hatch was healthy, these are things we don't have luxury of.
The Hatch one is the big one. Because we all said it last season during the season. How good did he look? Really? And that he looked like a starter.
Looked great.
So that one's been a big pain for the team. But I don't know. I'd be calm.
We should have your answer. Do you want Manoah up right now, or do you think?
I almost want to see it just because of how good he's been. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a nerd. I have the MILB TV package, so I'll be watching his next start. I'll literally watch the start. But here's the thing. I watched Nate starts and they don't have the strike zone thing. So you can't tell what's on the borderline. Again, Nate throws so hard that when you would watch him in Buffalo, it wasn't really fair because guys would just be swinging all over the place. He dominated them. And because you can't it's so different when you don't see the strike box, how little of you kind of know what the strike zone is, but when he's just chucking heat and guys are swinging like crazy.
And I'm assuming minor league umpires are giving him everything, every benefit of the doubt.
That back in the day when he was coming through the minor leagues and he was doing those 2 and 5 inning starts. Yeah. Because he was also we haven't really seen Nate be Nate because when he's working, he's not slow either. Nate gets it and chucks it 100 at you. And it's something to watch. It's just, he gives me very much Justin Verlander vibes, right? A guy who, when you saw him when he was pitching well, you haven't seen it in the big leagues yet. When he pitches well, there's a lot of swagger. There's a lot of strut. There's a lot of K struts. When he gets guys, he's feeling it. And that's when you would see his velo go nuts too. Kind of like Justin Verlander. You'd see the one-on-ones.
He could get stronger as the game went on. And
exactly. And you saw it in this one too. Later in the game,
it's 98 a few times, yeah.
50 pitches in, you started seeing 98, right? So if he can harness that, he can get into the 6th and 7th inning and he's at 70, 80 pitches, right? He's a freak like that. When I watched him in the minor leagues, he was the dude who got stronger later in games. You know what I mean? He's just, there's still a lot to be excited about because again, he could be that guy. So we'll see. And Manoah, the reason I say this is just because here's the thing, man. 13 strikeouts, 6 innings, no walks. Again, he hit 3 guys, but here's the thing. What are we going to watch?
Let's trade
Do you want to keep saying Stripling? Because at this point, I'm kind of let's try and figure it out. Let's see what these guys are.
Trade a pack of baseballs for Luis Castillo right now, the way he's going.
Yeah, he stinks now, so we can get him for cheap.
Get him for nothing.
Yeah, the Reds aren't going to trade him because he's got more control left, so they'll just hold on to it, hope he bounces back. Castillo's also an even season, odd season, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has a year where he's the Cy Young winner, and then he can't figure it out.
Yeah, that's what's happened. Yeah, every other year.
My problem is that they're gonna, just have to rush him up for necessity and fuck him over. And I really, as a guy who's excited about him too, I do not want to see 2 guys who are very excited about struggling in the major league level when they're not, really ready for that yet. But
they were never planning on bringing him up this year.
No, Manoah forced the organization's hand with what he did in spring. And if he keeps doing this in AAA, I don't think there's going to be, essentially if he has a second start, that first start, if he goes 6 innings again and strikes out 10 more guys, what the hell do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
Like the way this team needs arms. And think about it, like with the bullpen as hurt as they are, like I gotta find the tweet. There's only like 4 guys left on the 40-man roster that are pitchers.
AJ Cole's gonna be making like setup appearances.
Did you see how good he was today?
I know.
Actually?
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna be the guy. he's already earned that spot now.
I'm not gonna lie, AJ Cole looked fine today, so
Yeah.
it's like it's wild that they can still make this work, right? That they throw Travis Bergen out there and he looks good. So
Arizona just gave away for nothing.
Well, that's kind of where we're at. Like it's wild that we're May 9th. It's Mother's Day, and we're at the point where we're like, I don't like, yeah, call up the dude who's never pitched above A because they just don't have the bodies. Like we talked about this when they didn't get the starting pitchers, that this was going to be an issue. You know what I mean? And hey, Ray's been better than we thought, and Matz has had moments, but Ryu's already been on the IL once, and Nate needs to be Nate, and that's not happening yet. And there's so much of the season left that there's plenty of time for him to work his way into it, but it's got to happen.